If you wake up tired, avoid simple tasks, and secretly hate yourself for it, your brain believes you are under threat. And when the brain thinks you're in danger, motivation is the first thing it kills. This isn't laziness. This isn't lack of discipline. This is survival mode. You're trying to build a future with a brain that's busy keeping you alive. Here's the scary part no one tells you. When stress becomes constant, like endless deadlines, emotional pressure, financial fear, relationship instability, your brain stops planning. Do you know why? The prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for planning, motivation, and future thinking, goes offline. The amygdala, your brain's threat detector, takes control. Your brain doesn't care about your goals. It cares about one thing, keeping you alive. It's like trying to write a business plan while your house is on fire. Let me explain something important. This isn't psychology theory. This is what's happening inside your body right now. 1. Burnout. Too much unmanaged stress makes the brain shut down. A little stress sharpens you. Too much stress shuts you down. Just like a phone that overheats. It doesn't break. It turns itself off. Burnout develops step by step just like this. 1. Prolonged pressure. 2. No recovery time. 3. Nervous system stays activated. 4. Motivation drops. 5. Emotional shutdown. 6. Identity confusion. 7. Burnout. Core symptoms of burnout. Mentally. No motivation, even for things you care about. Brain fog, slow thinking. Feeling overwhelmed by simple tasks. Emotionally. Emotional numbness or irritability. Anxiety or constant tension. And feeling detached or empty. Guilt for not doing enough. Physically. Deep, persistent fatigue. Sleep problems. Headaches, body aches. Weakened immune system. Behaviors become avoidance, doom scrolling, withdrawing from people. You don't burn out because you're weak. You burn out because you've been strong for too long. 2. Procrastination. Chronic stress traps your nervous system. Your nervous system never fully relaxes. Cortisol. Stress hormone stays elevated. Even when nothing is happening, your body still feels like something is wrong. When stress lasts too long, your body stays in emergency mode. Fight, flight, or freeze. Freeze doesn't look dramatic. Freeze looks like procrastination. You're not lazy, you're stuck. Chronic stress becomes your normal. 3. You can't think or create. Fear turns off clear thinking. Try to think clearly when you're scared. You can't. Fear shuts down the thinking part of the brain. Survival takes over. 4. Exhaustions. Long-term stress wears the body down. You can have long-term stress without chronic stress. For example, studying for exams for several months, training for a marathon, working toward a big goal. There's pressure, but the body still gets breaks. The stress turns on and off. Long-term stress has an end. Holding tension for a day is exhausting. Holding it for months starts to damage the system. That deep tiredness you feel? That's not lack of discipline. That's exhaustion. 5. Motivation disappears. Burnout lowers dopamine. Dopamine is the brain's go signal. When dopamine drops, your motivation disappears. No dopamine, no drive. That's why goals feel empty. That's why you can't just try harder. You're not broken, you're burned out. Do you recognize any of these symptoms? Write it in the comments. If this is you, I know exactly what you do most days. You grab your phone to check one message, and suddenly an hour is gone, lost to TikTok or some other social network. You sit at your laptop, fingers hovering over the keyboard, and somehow you can't type a single word. Your mind goes completely blank. A tiny task, sending a simple email, feels impossible. This isn't weakness. This isn't failure. It's your nervous system, your body screaming, I can't do this right now. It's like your brain pulled the emergency brake. And you're yelling at the car for not moving. Motivation doesn't disappear first. Safety disappears first. Your brain won't let you want more until it feels safe now. Let me share part of my healing journey with you, step by step. Step 1. Stop attacking yourself. The first thing to understand, yelling at yourself doesn't fix anything. Criticism is a threat to your nervous system. And threats make your brain shut down even more. It's like trying to swim while someone keeps punching you in the chest. Every word of self-hate feels like another hit, pushing you deeper underwater. I once met someone who spent hours beating themselves up for not doing enough. Her shoulders hunched, jaw tight, and every small task felt impossible. The moment she paused the inner attack, the weight on their chest started lifting. Literally, they could breathe again. Step 2. Regulate before you motivate. You can't push a brain that feels unsafe. Safety comes first. Motivation comes second. Tools your body can feel. Slow breathing, 4 to 6 breaths per minute. Your chest and heart finally slow down. Splash cold water on your face. A jolt that whispers, I'm alive. I'm safe. Walk instead of running. Steady rhythm tells your nervous system, we're not escaping danger. Think of it like rebooting a frozen phone. You can't open apps or scroll until it powers back on. Step 3. Shrink the task until it feels ridiculous. Your survival brain only accepts tiny wins. Big goals are terrifying right now. Tiny wins build trust. Practical examples. Open the document, don't even think of writing. Write 1 sentence. Stand up, stretch, don't start a full workout. Body felt image. It's like your muscles and mind saying, okay, I can handle this tiny thing. 1 small win floods dopamine through your body like sunlight hitting your skin after weeks of rain. Step 4. Restore dopamine naturally. Motivation isn't about pushing harder. It's about letting your brain feel pleasure again. Dopamine comes from progress, not pressure. Here are some simple ways boost your real life. Step outside into sunlight. Feel warmth on your skin. Sleep consistently. Your body knows the rhythm. Novelty. Take a new route, listen to new music, do anything unfamiliar. It's like planting seeds in dry soil. Tiny sprouts grow slowly, but they survive. Dopamine is sunlight for those sprouts. Step 5. Build safety before ambition. You don't need more motivation. You need a nervous system that feels safe enough to dream again. Imagine a small child, scared to step into a new room. You don't scream at them to run. You hold their hand. That's how your nervous system works too. Once it feels safe, even the wildest ambition becomes possible. When everything feels overwhelming, shrink your world. Today, pick 1 priority only. Everything else becomes not today. Your nervous system relaxes when it knows it doesn't have to do everything. Safety doesn't come from success. It comes from predictability. Same tea every morning. Same 5-minute walk. Same song before work. When your body recognizes a familiar rhythm, it stops scanning for danger. Your brain won't take risks until it trusts you again. Do things where failure doesn't matter. Write without posting. Move without tracking. Work without deadlines. Low stakes rebuild confidence quietly. Speak to your body, not your goals. Goals speak to the future. Your body lives in the present. Say it out loud. I'm not in danger. This can wait. I'm allowed to move slowly. These words calm the nervous system faster than logic. Let ambition return naturally. Ambition doesn't need to be forced. It returns when safety is real. Here are real-life signs. You're healing. You feel curious again. You start planning without pressure. Ideas show up on their own. That's your nervous system saying, okay, we're safe enough now. If you ignore this, burnout doesn't disappear. It hardens. People who stay in survival mode too long lose their creativity, then their identity, then their hope. This channel exists to pull you out of that state, slowly, safely, and without lies. If your brain is tired of surviving, stay here.